one on leading Australia, what did it sort of affect on the team, and also what are you planning for the celebration?
Yeah, it was a great turnaround. I thought the special turnaround was Kusal Mendy's knock. I thought that was the turnaround for the whole series. After getting all out for 117 in Kandy, and it was a special effort by Kusal Mendy's getting us on track and to a winning track. And from there onwards, it's really kicked off. The confidence levels were really good for us, and also we just kept the same momentum going, and the boys worked extremely hard. Were in fact harder than the first two games, because we really wanted the 3-0. And the credit should go to all the everyone who supported us. I think starting from SLC president and office bearers and all the SLC members. Then we thank the selectors for having patience, and also the support staff, the team. They were fantastic. So I thank everyone, and also not forgetting the fans. I mean they've been with us right throughout. We were having a tough few months in the recent past, and they were right behind us. We thank all of them. And we'll have a drink just after the press conference as well. So it is unbelievable. I mean the feeling that the whole dressing room is unbelievable, and it's a fantastic moment for all of us.
Next. You obviously won Test Series in England 2 years ago as well. Where does this series win against Wales now?
This is one of the top series for. I would say England and the Australian series, we created history, and I think once again the whole credit should go to the whole team. I think those two are the standouts of my career as a captain so far, and I think captain is as good as a team. The credit should go to the whole team, and it was a fantastic effort by all of them.
Angelo, even though England was a tough tour and they were the number one team in the world, did you think you were a chance, just given their record in Asia against Asian teams, which has been horrible?
You mean the Australians?
Yeah.
Well, I think I've been hearing these things. I mean the Australians haven't played well in Asia. About the wickets and all that. I think we as a team have played better cricket than the Australians, and I think I said it just before the start of the tournament as well. Our boys played better cricket than them. I think regardless of them having a bad record in Asia, they're still the number one team, and to beat them is you got to take it has to be a fantastic effort. So I think we played better cricket than them. I mean we had to fight really hard. They gave us a real fight in the last test match as well. We had to fight really hard. I mean commiseration to the Australian, but I think they are going to come back hard at us for in the one days.
Angelo, can we get your assessment of your man of the series and what he means to your team?
He was just doing his things. I mean he was just fantastic. He, as I said at the post-match interview, he was bowling in one leg. He had a growing strain. He got hit in the abdominal, and he was struggling right throughout then onwards, and he had a growing strain, and he couldn't run and jump. So it was just landing the ball still with one leg, and it's unbelievable. I mean the effort that he has put in right throughout the series, more than 25 wickets if I'm not mistaken, and I mean one of the best I've ever seen, especially in these conditions. The batsmen are having a nightmare facing him. No matter how well you play spin, it is a nightmare bowling facing Rangana Herath. So credit should go to this man here. He's been wonderful. He's been a great team man and the most senior player. I mean he's been nothing but valuable for us.
Before the start of the test series, you expressed some kind of regrets that the fast bowlers not being available for selection because of injury. But would you acknowledge that was some kind of a blessing in disguise that you were able to pack the team with spinners so that they can deliver? And the second question, why was there a delay in setting up the opening in the second innings?
The answer for the first question, yes. As I said, after the first test, it was a blessing in disguise. We could have played Surangalakmal, but still we had Dilruwan and Rangana Herath, but it was a blessing in disguise. We had to play Sandakan. We had no other choice but to play Sandakan because all the fast bowlers were down. And then, as I said, it was a blessing in disguise. Sandakan coming in, debut game, he had a brilliant, fantastic game. And second innings, Kaushal Silva was struggling with his split finger, so we thought, might as well send Dilruwan for that 5 overs, and then Kaushal was trying his batting out at the nets, and he got a little bit delayed. So we thought, it's just 5 overs, so let Dilruwan go and have a bat. But then we lost an early wicket, and then we thought, Kaushal should go and bat, and he was fantastic. I thought, he had, 6 stitches on his webbing, and he fought really hard, and he was down and out with confidence, and should thank the selectors for having faith in them. We always had the faith in them. We knew that the openers will fire at some stage, and I'm really glad for Kaushal Silva, who fired and fired when needed the most.
Okay, Angela, you obviously didn't have a good tour of England and very good series here. What signs have you seen in this series that you will have more success overseas then?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially the batters on extreme conditions, the way Kusal Mendis, the way Dhananjay De Silva batted, I thought we have some real talent in our dressing room. I mean, all we've got to do is overseas, we've got to prepare ourselves to the best of our ability. The next tour is Zimbabwe and South Africa. It's going to be tough tours for us. Still, we have another one-day series here left, so we'll try and concentrate on that. But soon after that, we'll try and prepare ourselves for those bouncy type wickets and try and prepare ourselves to the best we can.
Last question in English for captain.
Continuing on that question, how crucial were the contributions from some of these young guys? Because we often hear that the domestic tournaments here don't prepare players for international fans, but both Dhananjay and Kaushal put up in the situation we want.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just pure talent. I think they haven't played that many first-class games. Dhananjay has played quite a bit, but Kusal Mendis haven't played. So you got to take that chance, with some people sometimes, and it paid off. I mean, you can see the way they batted on extreme conditions. Once again, it was Stirling Square. They had Lyon, they had Holland, O'Keefe in the first game, and they had some brilliant bowlers in Stark. I mean, Stark has been outstanding over the past 3 or 4 weeks. He's been wonderful. Nothing has been happening for the seamers, but he's been taking fifers all the time, and his credit should go to him as well, the way he bowled. They are outstanding lot, and we had to work really hard, and the calmness and the composure showed by Dhananjay De Silva batting at number 7. It's really getting intense when they take 4 or 5 wickets and under pressure. So he went and handled the pressure brilliantly. So Dhananjay and Kusal Mendis and Kusal Janit played some brisk knocks. So the future is bright.
Thank you.
විශේෂයෙන් කියන්නේ විශාල ජයග්‍රහණයක් හේතු වෙලා නම්බර් 1 කණ්ඩායමත් එක්ක 3.0ට තරඟාවලිය ජයග්‍රහණය කරන එක. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ මේ ආබාධිත තත්ත්වය නම් තිබුණේ මේ ටෙස්ට් තරඟයේ විතරයි. ඊට ඉස්සෙල්ලා තරඟ දෙකේ මම තම හොඳින් හිටියා සුව පැත්තට. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ මේ තරඟය ගත්තොත් මම ටිකක් අමාරුවෙන් තමයි හිටියේ. නමුත් ඇන්ජලෝ කිව්වා වගේ සමහර දේවල් තියෙනවා අමාරුවෙන් හරි කරගෙන යන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ මේ වගේ දේවල් වුණාම කණ්ඩායමක් හැටියට අපිට සාර්ථක වෙන්න පුළුවන්. කණ්ඩායමේ හැමෝම මේකට සහයෝගය දුන්නා. ඒ නිසා තමයි අපි මේ තරඟාවලිය ජයග්‍රහණය කරේ මේ අවස්ථාවේ.
දමිත
මන්දර ඔයා ඉතින් පටන් ගන්නතර පස්සේ දවල් කැමරට ඉස්සෙල්ලා ඔයා ටිකක් එළිය හිටිය බෝල් වල වග කරලා දෙපැත්තෙන් බෝල් වලේ දරංජය නිරුණේ දෙන්න. ඊට පස්සේ කැවෙන් පස්සේ තමයි එකපාරට බෝල් අතර ගත්තේ. මොකද්ද මේකට හේතුව?
මම හිතන්නේ මම මුලින්ම පන්දුවර 4ක් විතර යවුවා. ඊට පස්සේ අපිට සැලැස්මක් තිබුණා ඩේවිඩ් බෝනට කොහොමද පන්දු යවන්නේ. මොකද පළවෙනි ඉනිං එකේ අවුට් වෙලා තිබුණා දනංජයට. ඉතින් අපි ඇන්ජලොත් එක්කත් කතා කරලා තමයි මේ තීරණය ගත්තේ. දනංජය එක පැත්තකින් පන්දු යවනකොට අනිත් පැත්තෙන් දාමු. තව ඕවර් 3ක් 4කින් විතර මේ විශේෂයෙන් ලන්ච් එකෙන් පස්සේ හරි නැත්නම් ඕවර් 3-4කින් විතර ආයෙමු කියලා. ඉතින් අපේ දිල්රුවන් මාෂෝ අවුට් කරා. ඒකෙන් පස්සේ තමයි කෙලින්ම ලන්ච් එකෙන් පස්සේ ආවේ.
ග්‍රෑම් ෆුට්බෝල් ප්‍රකාශකයලා ඔහුගේ ප්‍රියතම ක්‍රීඩකයා වගේ රොජර් ෆෙඩරර්ට වඩා එවැනි ප්‍රතිචාරයක් ලබන්න තරම් ඔබ
ඔය ඒ වගේ දෙයක් අහන්න හම්බෙන්නේ මම හිතන්නේ කලාතුරකින්. ඒ වගේ දෙයක් අහනම් වෙන එක ගොඩක් සන්තෝෂ වෙන කාරණයක් විශේෂයෙන් ඉන්න අංක 1 පුහුණු කරුවෙක් ග්‍රෑම් ෆෝඩ් කියන්නේ. ඉතින් මම ගොඩක් සන්තෝෂ වෙනවා මේ ඒ වගේ දෙයක් ග්‍රෑම්ගෙන් අහන්න ලැබුණේ.
ये सीरीज टीका से ये सीरीज से वोकल मीडिया का प्लेयर देगा ये लोग चली गई हुई थी सैम की नो तैयारी इसी परफॉर्मेंस के लिए
ඒ කියන්නේ මගේ performance
ये सीरीज से
මට හරියට
यार दे बस सीरीज का मतलब सैम
ඔව්.
ये सीरीज से वे देती है
මම දැන් මේ සීරීස් එක මේ විශේෂයෙන් මම මුලින්ම කියනවා වගේ අර අංක 1 කණ්ඩායමක් එක්ක මම හිතන්නේ කඩලු 15යි CBC 8ක් විතර මම ලබාගෙන තියෙනවා 28ක් 27ක්. ඉතින් ඒ වගේ achievement එකක් නම් මම හිතනවා ගොඩාක් හොඳ දෙයක් කියලා. මම පෞද්ගලිකව සන්තෝෂ වෙනවා. මම හිතන්නේ මේක තමයි තරඟ තුනකදී වැඩිම කඩලු ලබාගත් අවස්ථාව. ඉතින් ඒ ගැන ලොකු සන්තෝෂයක් තියෙනවා.
Ragnar, you still have about good spells, long spells, even at 38. How many more years of Test cricket do you think you've got left in you? And can you guarantee that you retire before you play Australia next?
No, I haven't decided anything. As I said, we'll go by tour. So I haven't decided anything. We'll give some time for the future. Actually.
Damika?
මම හිතන්නේ අපි තරඟවල ගොඩාක් සෙල්ලම් කරන්නේ ගත්තොත් අපි ගාල්ලට SSC එකට ඊට පස්සේ පල්ලේ කැලේට. ඉතින් අපි අවසාන තරඟවල ගත්තත් අපි ගියුවේ වෙස්ට් ඉන්ඩීස් එක්ක පාකිස්තාන එක්ක. ඉතින් මම දකින්න දේ තමයි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට සමහර අවස්ථාවල දඟපන්දු යන්නන්ට හොඳම වෙන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් තුන්වෙනි හතරවෙනි දවසේ වෙද්දී අනිවාර්යෙන් ඒ සහයෝගය තියෙනවා. ඉතින් සහයෝගය කොච්චර තිබුණත් අපි බලන්න ඕනේ මේ වෙලාවල් වලට හරි දේවල් කරන එක. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ ඒක තමයි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට දඟපන්දු යවන්නේ තැන් 3-4ෙම සාර්ථක වෙන්නේ කියලා.
සෙල්ලම් කරන්නේ සිංහලවල නැතුව ටෙස්ට් කරේ. දැන් ඔබට කොහොමද තියාගන්න මේක අභියෝගයක් වෙන්නේ නැතුව කාලයක් ගත කරලා ආස්පෙත් ගන්න යනවා මේ කොහොමද තියාගන්න මේක ගැටලුවක් වෙන්නේ.
ඔව් මෙහෙමයි ඉතින් විශේෂයෙන් මම බලන්න ඕනේ අභියෝගයක් වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා මගේ පුහුණු වීම කොයිලාක්වත් මම අතපසු කරගන්නේ නැතුව ගොඩාක් වැදගත් වෙයි මගේ පුහුණු වීම එක්ක ඒ කියන්නේ අනිත් ක්‍රීඩකයෝ එක්දින ක්‍රීඩා කරනකොට මගේ පුහුණු වීම ටික මම හරියට කරගෙන යනවා නම් මම හිතන්නේ කොයිලාක්වත් ඒ දේවල් මට අතපසු වෙයි කියලා අභියෝගයක් වෙයි කියලා.
Suresh?
ඔව් මම වෙලෙම කියන දෙයක් තමයි විශේෂයෙන් මම දැන් දඟපන්දු යන්නේ හැටියට ගොඩාක් මම ෆස්ට් ක්ලාස් ක්‍රිකට් ගහලා මට තියෙනවා ලොකු පළපුරුද්දක්. ඉතින් ක්‍රීඩකයන්ට වැඩිපුර තරඟ ලබා දෙන එක තමයි ගොඩක් කරන්න ඕනේ. මොකද එක තරඟයක් හෝ දෙකක් හෝ තුනක් හෝ අසාර්ථක වුණා කියලා ඒ ක්‍රීඩකයව අයින් කරන එක නෙමෙයි. අපි හැම වෙලේම ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් ගැන විශ්වාසය තියලා ඒ ක්‍රීඩකයව දිගින් දිගට තරඟවලට සහභාගී කරවලා එයාගේ තියෙන උපරිම දක්ෂතාවය ගන්න විදිය තමයි අපි හිතන්න ඕනේ ඉදිරියේදී.
Last two. Rex?
Ragnar, ඔබට ඊළඟ තරඟාවලියට පෙර මාස 7ක වෙනි කාලයක් තියෙනවා. පූර්ණීම් වලට ආරෙන්න ඔබේ තරම් ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න පූර්ණීම් වලට ආරෙන්න ඔබ මේ මාස 7ක කාලවලදී මොනවද කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ? ඒ වගේම අපේ ශේෂ්ඨවලදී ගොඩක් කියලා තමයි ඔස්ට්‍රේලියානු කණ්ඩායම පරාජය කිරීම කියන හරි අමාරු දෙයක් කියන එක. ඔබ පරම ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් හැටියට ඒ හිතන්නේ කොහොම පරාජය කිරීම තමයි අමාරු.
මම තරඟාවලි ඔස්ට්‍රේලියානු කණ්ඩායමත් එක්ක තරඟාවලි ක්‍රීඩා කරලා තියෙනවා. මම හිතන්නේ මේ 5 වෙනි හෝ 6 වෙනි එක. ඉතින් තරඟාවලි 6ෙන්ම මම හිතන්නේ එක තරඟාවලියක් විතරක් මම අතිරේක ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් හැටියට හිටියා 99. ඉතින් අනිත් තරඟාවලි හැම එකක්ම අපි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට පරාජය තමයි වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් අපි බලන්න ඕනේ ඒ වගේ දේවල් වෙද්දී අපිට ඒ දේ තිබුණා මේ තරඟාවලියේ තිබුණා. මොකද වුණ නම්බර් 1 කණ්ඩායම යන දේවල්. නමුත් අපිට අපේ ලොකු විශ්වාසයක් තිබුණා කණ්ඩායම ගැන අපිට ඒ චැලෙන්ජ් එක ගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. ඉතින් ඇන්ජලෝ කියෝ වගේ පල්ලේ කැලේ තරඟයෙන් කුසල් මෙන්ඩිස්ගේ ලැබුණු පටන් ගැනීමත් එක්ක අපේ කණ්ඩායමේ කොන්ෆිඩන්ස් එක ගොඩාක් කියලා ගියා. ඉතින් මම හිතනවා මේ වගේ දෙයක් ඇති මේ වගේ කණ්ඩායමකට අපිට ඉස්සරහට අපි කොච්චර හොඳයිද කියලා අපි මේ සීරීස් එක ඉවරනකොට දැන් පෙන්නලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් කොච්චර හොඳින් ඕස්ට්‍රේලියා ක්‍රීඩා කරත් නමුත් අපි ඊට වැඩිය හොඳට ක්‍රීඩා කරා මේ තරඟාවලිය ඉවර වෙයි.
Andrew?
එක්ක දැන් තරඟාවලියේ මේ කණ්ඩායම ඉඳලා තියෙනවා. ඔගේ දිනුවට කොයි වගේ දේවල් ඉගෙන ගන්න තියෙන ඉස්සරහට ඔයාලා
මම හිතන්නේ ඔහුගේ ඔහු ඉතාමත් හොඳ තරඟයක් ක්‍රීඩා කරා. පළවෙනි තරඟයේ. නමුත් විශේෂයෙන් කණ්ඩායමට දඟපන්දු 3 දෙනෙක් ක්‍රීඩා කරනකොට මම විශ්වාස කරන දේ කණ්ඩායමේ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ 3 දෙනාම කඩු ලබා ගන්නේ නැහැ. එක්කෙනෙකුට සමායට කඩු ලබා ගන්නකොට අනිත් එක්කෙනාට ලකුණු නවත්වන අවස්ථාවක් තමයි එන්නේ. මම හිතන්නේ ලක්ෂාන්ට ඒ අවස්ථාවවලින් සමහර වෙලාවල් වලට එයා ඒ දේ හරියටම කරලා තියෙනවා. නමුත් එයාටත් ගොඩක් දේවල් තියෙනවා ඉගෙන ගන්න. විශේෂයෙන් අපි බැලුවොත් කන්ට්‍රෝල් එක ගැන එහෙම බැලුවොත් එයාට තව ටිකක් තියෙනවා ඉගෙන ගන්න. මම හිතනවා හැබැයි එයා ඒ දේවල් අනිවාර්යෙන් ඉදිරියේදී කරાવી කියලා.
Last question.
මම විශේෂයෙන් දකින්න දේ තමයි ඒගොල්ලොත් ඇවිල්ලා මම හිතන්නේ 2011ට පස්සේ තමයි ලංකාවට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒෂියන් කන්ට්‍රීස් එක වැඩි ගහලා නැහැ. මම හිතන්නේ ටෙස්ට් මැචස් 2011 ඉඳලා මේ වෙනකන් ටෙස්ට් මැචස් 10ක් 11ක් තමයි සෙල්ලම් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් එහෙම වුණාම මොකද ඒගොල්ලෝ වැඩිපුර ක්‍රීඩා කරන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන්ට උචිත තනතිරු වල. ඉතින් මම හිතනවා ඒකත් එක හේතුවක් කියලා. නමුත් මම හිතන්නේ ඊට වැඩිය තව ඒගොල්ලන්ට ස්පිනර්ස්ලාට මොකක් හරි වෙන සැලැස්මක් එක්ක ආවා නම් හොඳ වෙන්න තිබුණා. මම හිතනවා ඒක මම මේ තරඟාවලිය ගොඩක් දැක්කේ නැහැ කියලා.
ඔයා ලංකාවේ ගොඩාක් දුරට අරන් තියෙනවා අපි ඉවකලා දැකලා නමුත් මම අද දෙවෙනි දිනේ පන්දුවක් විදියයි චිත්තගන් වල T20 World Cup එකේ න්യൂസിලන්තත් එක්ක පන්දුවක් විදිය අතර පොඩි සමානකමක් දකිනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ පන්දුව වෙනස් කරපු විදිය, වේගය, පන්දුව පාලනය කරපු විදිය ඒ ඔක්කොම එක. මොකක්ද ඔයා කරන්නේ මේගොල්ලෝ?
ඇත්තටම එහෙම විශේෂ දෙයක් නෑ. අර හැමදාම කරන දේ තමයි කියන්නේ මම හිතන්නේ කරන්නේ අර පළවෙනි ඉනිමේ දෙවෙනි ඉනිමේ නම් වෙනසක් තිබුණා. මොකද මගේ මේ කකුලේ අමාරු නිසා. නමුත් ඒ අරෙන්න මේ අන්ජලෝගෙන් උනත් ඇහුවත් කියයි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඔය හැමදාම කරන ටික තමයි අදත් කරේ.
Sort of undo the good that you thought had come from the first few days of this test?
Yeah, it was obviously another disappointing end to a test match for us. I think chasing 300 on that wicket on day 5, the odds are against you. It was always going to be very difficult. So, yeah, I think, from my point of view, where we sort of went wrong, obviously 5 for 20 in the first innings, allowing them to score 350. We then clawed our way back into the game. Probably our best innings of batting on this tour. But having said that, from where we were at 1 for 250 to get bowled out for 350 was disappointing again. There was a chance for us to get a reasonable lead and get ahead of the game, but we weren't able to do that, and sort of went downhill from there.
How deeply do you have to review it now? Like, is it a personnel thing? Did you throw all the plans that you had out of the window? Do you start from scratch? Do you hide the corner?
All of the above. It's a hard one to grasp, really. It's been a very tough series again. I think that's our third straight loss straight whitewash loss in the subcontinent in a row. What we're doing isn't working. Batters aren't adapting to the conditions. The spin bowlers aren't adapting to the conditions. I can't fault our quicks. I thought they did a great job, particularly Mitchell Stark throughout this series. But our batters and spinners are the ones that have to step up in these conditions, and we haven't been able to do that.
Is that really where you lost the opportunity to, I suppose, drive the series and you were playing catch up from there?
Yeah, that was a great opportunity for us. I thought we did particularly well that first day to bowl them out for 117, and then we, a lead of 86, I think it was, that in that first innings wasn't good enough. We had another chance to go really big and put the Sri Lankan batters under a bit of pressure, and we weren't able to do that. And since then, I guess we haven't really fought our way back. It's been difficult. We've batted second in every game we've played. You're always sort of behind the game, knowing you have to bat last in these conditions is always tough. So, if that first innings of the series did hurt us.
But in terms of, you talked about the batsmen and the spin bowlers in particular, have you got any thoughts on what specifically can be done in those two departments to improve in these conditions?
I think looking at this wicket and the way this game played, the newer ball was probably the hardest time to bat, when the ball was sort of skidding quite fiercely and spinning. I think when the ball got a little bit softer and the air sort of came out of the ball, it was a little bit easier to play. And we didn't sort of cash in on those moments, or identify those moments well enough. I guess with the spin bowling, it's about landing the ball in the right area enough, trying to build enough pressure and not let the batters get away. And I thought the spinners did okay in the first innings. I think we kept it to around 2.5 and over the whole innings, which is much better than what we had been doing. But still got to take wickets at the same time. You look at the way their bowlers bowl, they come under the ball, they change their pace really well, and they put the ball in the right areas. And as batters, you have to really work for your runs. I think for their batters, that they've been able to find a loose ball, not have to sort of search for it like our batters have had to. So we've still got a lot of work to do in these conditions. Obviously, we'd lost a few test matches, and when that happens, it's always talked about making changes. And the selectors thought that Moses was the right option to come in. He's regarded as a good player of spin. Obviously didn't get his chance to get in and prove that. Obviously getting in these conditions is very tough, and once you get in, you have to make it count. So he never really got a chance to get in. So I guess we don't know, but that was the selector's call to give him an opportunity.
Did you back that night?
Sorry?
Did you back that?
Yeah, look, the selectors are there to do a job, and I back whatever they go with. Whatever team I'm given, we're out there to do a job, and in this series we haven't been able to do that.
Steve, Darren Lehman's talked after Gaul trying to get the domestic pitches back in Australia, back to what they used to be, so Sydney turning a bit more and maybe get some dry wickets in Adelaide and Hobart. So we can improve the spin bowling and get better when we go to tour. You've got the academy up producing changing soils and what have you. Do you feel the same, that maybe the decks back in Australia need to change, maybe if Australia going to improve the batting against spin bowling?
Yeah, I'd love the wickets to be as they were, I guess, back in the old days, where SCG broke up and reverse swung and spun late in the game. Adelaide the same. I guess it's hard with Adelaide now as a drop-in wicket to get that same sort of surface up. But yeah, I think even when the wickets are turning back home, they're different to the subcontinent wickets. They've always got that little bit more bounce than the wickets over here. So I guess it's hard to replicate anything that you get in the subcontinent back home. We've got the spinning wicket, as you said, up in at the NCC. I've had a bat on that, but it spins, but it's probably a bit too much bounce for what you sort of get in the subcontinent. So it's hard to replicate what you're going to get, but I would like to, as much as we can, see the Shield wickets back to the old days as such.
Steve, your start was outstanding for you. What are the other positives that you can sort of take from the series?
Not too many positives, to be honest with you. We've been outplayed in every facet of the game. Our plans haven't worked as individuals or as a collective group. We haven't been able to put Sri Lanka under as much pressure as we would have liked. But having said that, Mitchell Starc was outstanding throughout this series. He did the job when no one else was able to do it. And yeah, I think he's improving every day.
Was there a reason why you didn't bowl Mo? Because of that?
Yeah, he was picked pretty much as a batsman. He can obviously bowl a little bit. Mitch Marsh is the all-rounder in the team, and he bowled a little bit. I guess in these conditions it's the spinner's job to get the majority of the wickets, and as the Sri Lankan spinners did, we just haven't been able to do that.
So just on bringing a Herath man of the series, I think third most wickets for a spinner in 3 tests. Could we get your view on his performance as centre-back?
Yeah, he's a very tough character to face. He's always at you. He's always at your stumps. He changes his pace beautifully. He bowls from different parts of the crease. Changes his angles up. He's always at you. You never really get a freebie off him, or an easy boundary. You've always got to work for your runs, and he's always hitting his stumps, which is important as a left-arm finger spinner to the right-handed batters in particular. He's a terrific bowler in these conditions, and he had a magnificent series.
Thanks, John.